All right, friends, in studio with us, we have the wonderful, the debonair, the ever Norwegian, Lars Knobloch of Nordic Home Inspection, straight off the boat from Norway. Is that right?
Thank you. Yeah, I just came in here yesterday.
Lars, you're one of my favorite people on earth. You, I think, are a fantastic home inspector. But what else do you do besides home inspections? Because you have like a gamut of things that you get to do.
Yeah, well, we also look at homes and commercial buildings that has environmental issues. We do sampling and investigations for homeowners and commercial buildings to find out why people are feeling sick, spending time in the building.
Okay, so you pay attention to the air, to the mold, to all that stuff that everybody wonders, why does this suck? Why is this smelly? Why do I hurt? And you can't quite find the problem, right?
Yeah, and you can test for pretty much anything in a home, anything from airborne mold spores to VOC off-gassing. Everything has a smell and an odor. You like a new car smell, you have a new carpet smell, and you might think that smells good, but it actually doesn't. You walk into a brand new house and this smells so good in here. Actually, all those odors might be bad for you.
Do I have a smell to me right now,
Oh,
Lars?
absolutely. Yeah, I can. I'm trying to
lean away just a little bit. I'm wearing my new cologne, and it's wonderful and intoxicating. So you're lying to the people right now. Hey, we want to talk about this. Winter is coming. Winter is here. Let's get very serious about what people need to do to get their home ready, because you see homes all the time. 4 seasons all the way through, and in North Dakota here, it's cold.
Yes, it is.
And we see a change in temperatures from 50 below to 100 degrees. We see a 150-degree temperature change. So homes need to be well prepared. What are some tips that people need to do in order to get their home well prepared?
I think the most important thing is to try to keep the cold outdoor air from getting into your house. And some simple things to do that.
But in the summer, you want to keep the heat out.
You do.
And in the winter, you want to keep the cold out.
But we notice it more in the winter because it's so stinking cold here. So.
But you're from Norway.
Yeah.
Is it colder here than Norway?
It's colder here.
Dang.
It's terrible here.
You're a great endorser of our community, Lars.
No one should really leave. No, I'm so sorry. So it's most important, I think, to keep cold air from coming into your house. You do that by checking the weather stripping on your doors, windows. Make sure your windows are actually latched so you get a tight seal. If you live in an older home with single pane windows, maybe use shrink wrap on the inside to prevent that cold air from getting into your house. I think that's the most important thing, and it is the most important thing to people.
So windows are obviously a pain, but how do you prevent the garage door going up? How do you prevent the door from being opened, especially if you have kids that are running in and out all the time? Or is that just something we have to deal with?
I think you could have a self-closer on your doors, obviously. Not too many homes have that. Just spank your kids' hands if they don't shut their door.
You're getting aggressive today, Lars.
Yeah, I'm always...
I love it. So obviously we need to pay attention to the heat. How else is the cold seeping in and the heat seeping out? Where are those spots that we need to watch out for? Windows. What else is important?
Yeah, you get windows and doors mainly. Also, metal insulation in your attic makes a difference as well.
Okay. What kind of insulation problems do you see in attics, Lars?
Mostly in older homes, you could see that the insulation is low. Nowadays, the R value from the Energy Code of 2009 recommends R50, which is about 16 inches of insulation. We call more homes that would have 2, 4, 6, 8 inches of insulation, which is kind of low, and your energy costs will go up quite a bit.
Right. So because the energy costs are going to go up, obviously, that changes the scope for people on how they're spending their money. Not only are you maybe spending on snow removal, or you're at least spending a lot of time, you're spending more time in your house, which means that you need to heat it more often, right?
That's right.
Okay, so now that we know that, what's the most common issue besides the coldness seeping in the wintertime? What are some things that people need to do as a common maintenance item to make sure that their home is protected in the winter?
I'm boring myself talking about this, but probably cleaning gutters.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of neighborhoods with a lot of trees, and every day we look at gutters that are just completely packed. And if you don't remove the leaves and the debris in your gutters before it starts freezing, it might be a little tougher to get it out of there too.
So right now the leaves are falling. Do you recommend people wait until all the leaves have fallen, or is it a common maintenance thing?
depends on the weather. If it's going to rain a lot, you might need to get out there and deal with it. Otherwise, you could kind of bundle it up, I guess, with some every other week.
So earlier this week, my wife said we have to get. We're doing some construction in our backyard, and so we're removing a deck right now, and so I had to move all my patio furniture. And the night I had to move it, it was when we got a couple inches of rain. And so for a half hour, I was moving that, and I was moving that, and I was moving that, and not that many leaves have fallen yet. Lars, I saw the water pouring out of my gutters.
Yeah.
What happens when water pours out of your gutters?
Well, it will. If your gutters are clogged, it was overflowing or just
it was
coming out?
overflowing. Yeah. And
then
fat
it
people,
runs.
Fat people shouldn't be on ladders, Lars. It's a troublesome place.
Then that water will run right along your foundation and potentially end up into your basement, or even could cause structural problems as well.
Oh, boy. Well, thanks for that positive note. Lars, we're going to go to break. I want to keep you here. We're going to continue to talk about the things we need to do to keep our homes safe and ready for the winter. Those of you tuning in, head to livefargomoorhead.com. Find out what your home is worth. This is Real Estate Radio with Erik Hatch. Welcome back to Real Estate Radio. As always, I'm your host, Erik Hatch, and in studio with us, we still have the wonderful Lars Knobloch of Nordic Home Inspection. Lars, how long have you been in the United States now?
I believe I moved in here 6-7 years ago, 2008 or 9.
And it was love that brought you here, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, tell us about your wife and family.
My wife is spoiling me too much. We have 3 kids. I'm working my butt off.
We use plural butts, yeah.
Thank you.
I have plural chins, but you have plural butts. Okay.
I said you wanted to translate, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's really nice.
So yeah, she's taking care of a lot in our house while I'm not really the best at helping out. We have 3 kids, as I said, and my job takes a lot of hours. I work 15 hours a day a lot of times, and yeah. Ugh. So they have to stick up with me.
Yeah, it's a shame, and lucky for us that you're so dedicated to your craft. We want to continue talking, Lars, about how to winterize your home, some tips, things that people can do as the season is changing. Lars, what can people do as these seasons change?
Well, one mistake I have done multiple times is to wait until the first snowfall to start up my snowblower.
Oh, yeah.
And it never starts then. And I'm always swearing and yelling and screaming and kicking out my snowblower for not starting.
When you swear, do you swear in English or Norwegian?
I swear in Norwegian.
Okay, good. Then please don't do it on air. There's a lot of Norwegian roots here, and people will know what you're talking about. But your point is valid, is that we need to make sure that you're starting your snowblower long before it's time, right?
That's right.
And now, if it's summer, though, should I start my lawnmower in March?
Well, you can.
Yeah, it's not much to do except for to clean up my garage, right?
Well, many use their lawnmower actually to clean up leaves.
Oh, yeah. I mow them down myself.
Yeah, that's right. So.
Is that recommended? And I know that that's not a winterizing tip, but if I want to mow the leaves down instead of raking the leaves, is that good or bad?
I think that is good because I believe the leaves, as you're shredding them through your mower, will help fertilizing your lawn as well.
Oh, right on. Look at that. Less work and a better lawn.
That's right.
We just saved you money and time, everybody. What a great tip. Lars, what are a couple other things that people can do in order to get ready for winter?
Well, if you have a diverter valve on your sump pump, meaning you have the option to either discharge the sump pump to your backyard or into your sewer system, it's about time to switch it over now. The city will allow you pretty soon here to discharge your water into your sewer system. Also disconnect your hose on the outside where the sump pump comes out of your wall. Otherwise, that thin, flexible, brittle pipe is going to start leaking and potentially freeze up and back up water into your sump pump pit again.
So if I don't disconnect my sump pump hose or even my garden hose, if I understand correctly, the water sits in those hoses, right?
Yep.
And as water sits in those hoses and it freezes, that's going to transfer into the house. Pipes swell, and when pipes swell, they're going to burst, right?
Probably.
Okay, so so far we've flooded my basement twice through this conversation, and you see these issues all the time. And then what happens, Lars? Because here's the interesting thing: is what happens when people try to hide these issues, and then you go in as a home inspector.
You'll find it anyway, and they're gonna end up fixing it.
So if you don't do it right the first time, and does this cost you any money to take the hoses off or to clean your gutters?
That's pretty much free if you have a ladder.
Yeah,
You can get
well,
up.
thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
Or a boost. Yeah, or a tall friend. Yeah, either way. So that stuff's free. What does it cost you if your basement does get wet? Because is insurance going to protect you on that?
They may not, depending on what your policy is. Many policies are not covering sump pump failure, and then you might be out $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, depending on how bad it is.
Yeah, that's just like the flooring.
Yeah.
You know, carpet's $1 a square foot minimum plus install, but the nice carpet's going to be $3, $4, $5, $6 a square foot, and then you have sheetrock, and then you have labor, and then you have mitigation, and then you have new insulation.
Yep.
I'm not good at any of that stuff, Lars.
No.
But I can take a hose off.
Yeah, it's easy.
Yeah, but would you come over and take my hoses
Absolutely.
off and help me
Just
out?
give me a call.
That's a good friend right there. Lars, we're running out of time. Give us one final tip that people can do to prepare their home for winter. What is it that we should be looking out for?
One thing people don't do is they have covers on their window wells. In my opinion, it should probably even be cold, because in the wintertime, the window wells will fill up with snow here. And they're predicting a pretty bad winter with a lot of snow. And your window well will probably fill up, and you won't be able to get out if you need to. So cover up your window wells, at least, so you can have a way to get out of your house.
And then you should shovel off your window wells too, because I imagine, let's say there's a fire or a tragedy in your basement, and you have to exit out the window, but you have the window cover on.
Yep.
But what if there's pounds and pounds and layers of snow on top of that?
That's good thinking.
Yeah. Hey, I'm here to help.
Thank you.
That's our point.
to-
So obviously everything to get your home prepared for winter revolves around making sure that you're taking care of the water that could get into your house, that you're cleaning your gutters, that you're doing all that extra work, which is all really important. But sometimes you just need to pay attention. And I know that it's getting colder, so it's harder to spend time outside. Now you should be spending a lot of time outside, making sure you take care of these things. So Lars, if people have specific questions for you, or if they have a need for a home inspection, or if they want to test for mold or radon or anything else, how do they contact you?
You can give me a call at 701-566
Did you forget your phone number?
1446.
1446.
Or you can send an email to me, lars@nordichomeinspection.com.
Perfect. Lars, you are an asset to this industry. I love having you in my life. Thanks so very much for being a part of Real Estate Radio with us. And for those of you tuning in, go find out what your home is worth. Head to livefargomoorhead.com.